Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Friday night press conference reaction show. What a way to kick off the show. Stephen Parry leading the way by becoming a YouTube member. Stephen, we salute you. Thank you very much. Welcome. The show that transitioned you from the week to the weekend. That's right. The weekend is here, my friends. It is time to go to war once again. Accrington Stanley, they're coming to town. We've got to be up for it. Let's hopefully get 3 points. Stanley's a team we've often struggled against, but it's going to hopefully be a town weekend. Either way, I'm thoroughly looking forward to getting back to Portman Road and Sir Alf and seeing lots of the Talk in Town community, seeing 3 points, and just having a general good chinwag. As I say, Stephen Parry kicking things off with a hell of a way to start the show, becoming a YouTube member. You can do the same if you're watching on YouTube. Well, first of all, subscribe, become one of the many miracles that have subscribed to this channel, and then become a YouTube member, support the platform. Or you can do it through our Ko-Fi. But either way, let's be honest. Come on, you want to do it. I think, $4.99 membership works out about 32p a show. You can't get a decent magazine for $4.99 a month these days, let alone quality content nearly daily. I mean, next week, I was looking at the diary. We've got, obviously, the games tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, game Tuesday. TT brings the fun, and we never stop. What have we got going on in the chats? Aiden Crouch, can't see any live chat at the moment. I'm on a different link. You're on Facebook. When you're on Facebook, some YouTube comments do not show up, but I can show you they are here. Ben Moore is here. Mr. Matt Stannard, who has been made a moderator of the chat. So behave yourselves. Otherwise, Stannard will be... This is news to probably Matt Stannard as well, to be fair. I didn't ask him. I just found the function and thought, who's the most responsible person I know? And I was busy, so I gave it to Matt Stannard. Sarah Davis. Matt, if you don't want it, I can take it off you again. Matt says use the super chat. So bloody lootly right. We are half an hour into the Norwich versus Watford game. It is currently Watford 0, the worst team in English football 0 as well. Norwich are clinging on. Don't know that for a fact. I just imagine they probably are. But we do have a prediction league. Link is in the chat. Yes, you are already 1 game down, but as it's currently 0-0, if you put a different score other than 0-0, I will award points should it finish whatever you decide it to be. But you've got 4 games. Link is in the chat. It is also on the screen. It's free to enter. Takes 60 seconds. Get doing it, man. And a huge thank you, as I said previously, to our TT 5th Stand members. I have to say this. These guys and girls make everything possible. They keep the platform going. They give Matt Phillips, full of Romanian red wine, a chance to have his say. Get Larry. Get excitable. They bring Cruncher to you. So it's guaranteed to piss off some lemons. So if you do want to do that, do support the show and do that through Ko-Fi. Right, let's go ahead and bring, actually, talking of the Romanian red wine devil. Matthew Phillips, finally back on the platform. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm finally out of A&E. Not me, my wife. She practically knocked herself unconscious in a fall. So hence I wasn't on Sunday.
No, well, on Sunday, I wasn't sure if you were wanting us to divulge the information. So I said you had a bunion on your foot. It's covered it, really, didn't it? That covered it nicely. I hope she's well. I hope she's doing better.
A bit groggy, you know. Lasts a while, this, doesn't it?
It does. Has she got a little bell that she can ring for?
No, she's not that bad. It's not that bad. But I've had my domestic duties. Yeah.
You mean you took it off? You
What's
mean you took you took the bell off and you thought about giving her the bell, and then you thought, actually, you know, I'm not going to bother. Now you're a man. You bring the avalanche. You like your numbers. Can you guess what our viewing figure was for December? Because it's going to blow the roof off. Can you guess what it was?
You told me.
I did, but I want to shout to the rooftops now because this is fucking exciting.
57, just over 57,000.
We'll call it 58,000. 58,000 views in December.
Let's call it 60.
Mental, 60,000. Mental. Just incredible support from the community. I'm so excited when I saw that. I woke up literally in a cold sweat the night that I'm thinking, did I dream that? Did I see it really? I had to look it up, and I had like a 2:30 chat with Kate Riley because obviously she's on a different time zone.
Right.
And I was like, Kate, just look at this figure. Am I going mad? 60,000.
Is that the most? Is that the most we've had on Talking Town in a single month? Is it?
Oh, it absolutely has to be. Absolutely has to be. Yeah. Neil Perk says best wishes to your wife, Matt. Absolutely.
Much appreciated.
Mike D says, am I wearing black for Raheem Harper? I am. Paul Raheem. He would be player of the year. I'm telling you this now for free. If he could get on the pitch, it's an injustice. It is the biggest injustice since Frank Lampard's goal in the World Cup.
What's with the ML on your jumper?
There he goes. Crunch. This is what I mean in a WhatsApp group, mate. When he's catching up with the rest of us. Literally, blokes on like.
If you're listening on podcast, everyone, Martin is wearing an Ipswich jumper, presumably with his initials above the badge, Kieran McKenna Star.
I am.
Oh, what is the badge?
And a number on the back, 48.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Need to know basis.
Am I right in thinking, was it the shiny? I wasn't on Sunday. You had a mug very similar to that badge.
I did. You are observant, young fellow. You're observant. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, but I was watching.
Yeah, you had it on last night as well today. Yes, I did. I'm subtly dropping it in to see what the viewership. Stephen Pace's Martin Lambert. Stephen, only my mum gives me my full name. What have I mean, you only have to have my two middle names in there, and I would hang my head in shame.
I wasn't allowed to watch last night because the TV has to go over to what Lizzie wants to watch on Thursdays, which is Dragon's Den and The Apprentice. That's like Match of the Day, Sky Sports, Monday Night Football.
No, not for me. Not for me. New merch says Parry. Possibly. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you think about the badge. Let me know. I'm open to all ideas, particularly if the till's in a ring. Kieran says this channel is the best on YouTube. ML says yes, it does. Martin Lambert. Right. What are you drinking? What is our Friday night tipple?
I've done dry January previously.
Why?
It's quite easy once you get going. I'm not doing it at the moment, obviously. Far too much going on in my life.
Duh. I mean, Matt Phillips doing dry January, never. There's Romanian farmers of wine that would be crying if you stop drinking the wine.
Well, I have cut down my drinking for January, and I've got an app that sets your targets. So tonight is the first night I've been drinking all week, and I've got Australian Merlot in the glass that Rich kindly got for me for.
You've gone down under. I like it. All right.
If you can't beat them in the Ashes, you might as well join them.
Well, yeah, you absolutely might as well. I've got a lovely Erdinger. Beautiful. Truly is beautiful, actually. Yeah. Full of the old B12 minerals.
In your glass that Rich got you as well.
No, it's not. It's the glass I got when I was an usher from my brother-in-law. You've been an usher, haven't you?
Hold on a minute. You had a go at me when I was an usher.
No, I didn't.
It's like the bloke who wasn't good enough to be best man or something.
I wasn't good enough to be a best man. I was made usher just because I married his sister, mate. Let's not beat around the bush. If I didn't marry his sister, I wouldn't have got invited to the wedding.
Usher's quite an easy role, really, isn't it?
Oh, it's welcome. You sit there and drink beer.
You go and do your thing, and then you get a gift off the back of it. Well, I did.
Absolutely.
As did you.
Yeah. As did I. I mean, it's the easiest job I've had. It truly is. You just sit there all day and drink beer. Right. Talking to sitting there all day and drinking beer. Let's bring in the man, the myth. He's got, is it 18 crimes? 81 crimes? He was drinking last week? 19 crimes. I knew it was
that. Than he thought.
Well, this week I'm sure he probably made 2 or 3 more. How do you plead, Mr. Moss?
Not guilty.
How are you doing, Richie?
I'm good, mate.
Good,
Callie just texted me. Are you on tonight? Yes, Callie, I am on. But in the chat, can you let me know how India got on today in the cricket?
Come on now, don't be upsetting our community now. That's not very fair. I take it they didn't do very well.
No, they lost again.
Lost it. Oh, that's all right. You're used to England cricket, mate. You can't be gloating any.
And if anyone's not watched my wonderful cricket show yet, also available on audio because of that man up there.
It is. Yes. And do you know how he rewarded me, ladies and gentlemen? I asked him for a description of his own show because I didn't want to get anything wrong. And he handwritten something and sent me a picture. He didn't send me it like that. He sent me it like that. So for the last half an hour, I've been going, if you like, if you like, fucking hell, man. I thought I'd get something I could copy and paste over.
Now, Rich, am I right in thinking that a top class English cricket commentator retweeted the show?
Yeah, we had Dan Norcross.
Who?
Dan Norcross. And I was also, Matt, I've been talking on direct message. You know Kevin Howes? Have you heard of Kevin Howes?
Yeah.
He does a lot of county cricket. I was talking to him as well. So
Daniel Norcross
the Gov's only just learning, Matt, what the difference between white ball cricket and red ball cricket is.
And now he throws in a pink ball. I thought he was being rude. I thought he was trying to get me to say something rude. Pink balls. I was thinking, what on earth is this all about? Anyway, Rich, you are of course the patron saint of tickets, and you have fundraised for each off the back of it as well. So let's get your thoughts on the club donating 2 half-season tickets to the hospice. What do you think?
Look, it's an excellent idea, isn't it? Really. We've got plenty of empty seats, and I know people can say it's easy for the club. I will say there might be something else happening. There's on the back of what we raised the ticket money, a guy called Barry, I think he's going to talk to the club. We're on about doing something, maybe people putting some money in, buying some season tickets, but he's got to have another meeting with the community trust, I think, in March. So more to come. So hopefully something can be
It's a great initiative, though, isn't it? You know, to get families that are having to sadly use the hospice, something that they can enjoy and can be a distraction.
Really good.
Yeah, I think we raised. I think it was about £1,700, and that sort of helped to put some smile on some kids' faces at Christmas time, and it was great, wasn't it, to pack out Portman Road when you had all them kids come in who hadn't never been to a game, and hopefully, look, they've sold I think nearly 20,000 tomorrow. We're playing Accrington Stanley. And
How much?
Nearly 20k.
Almost 20, mate.
I mean, it's good to see kids enjoying themselves, but I have to queue for the toilet now, and the bar's got a huge queue, and you can't get out of the car.
You much preferred that crowd against Barrow when there was 6,000, didn't you?
He did.
He did. I was home within minutes. It was great.
He did. He doesn't like kids turning up that are taller than him. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Let's be honest. Ben Moore says, hurry up with the dart show. Funny you say that, Ben. I've got some artwork back today for the dart show. Here is your sneak peek of the artwork for it. Look at that. That's a thing of beauty. Absolute beauty.
George doing his thing?
Yeah, of course it is.
Really good.
It's amazing. So it's on the way, boys and girls.
Have you ever got, and this is a question to you two, but also in the comments, have you ever scored 180 in the pub or whatever?
No.
No,
I haven't.
It's very difficult. No, me neither.
Like the dart show hosted by the Guillotine. Love it.
When is the first dart show?
That's a good shout. I'd have to let you know.
Is it going to coincide with will it coincide with the Premier League style?
Yes, it will. Yes,
it
will. It will. You're right. We are.
February, early February.
Week up.
Matt's on my wavelength with the jokes. That's when Mum puts the red and white ball in the wash together. The pink ball. That's exactly what I was thinking. Anyway, right. Matt Walton, we've not had you on the show since we signed Christian Walton. So we obviously signed him for a nominal fee, and his ex-coach Keeley claims Walton is a top 6 goalkeeper. He says he has been amazing. He's a top 6 championship goalkeeper. He's very professional, trains well, and thinks about things he's doing. Imagine that, a player thinking about things he's doing, but he does. So in a minute or less, what do you think?
I'm surprised he signed, actually. I didn't think he would sign. I thought he might have aspirations to, look, he's been compared to a championship keeper, a team in the playoffs, the championship keeper. It's come from the Premier League, right? So I thought he would try and get a move to a Championship club. And the rumour was, Rich, wasn't it, that Luton were interested. We'll try to hijack the move even after we all thought we got it over the line. But yeah, I'm surprised really. But I mean, fair play to him. He obviously likes it. I think that says a lot for the culture that's been cultivated, probably by Ashton and Co. and the American ownership behind the scenes. And then with McKenna coming in, we know Bolton liked Cook anyway because he played for him under Wigan. So that's
he's got Gilmartin as well, hasn't he? To be
and
fair.
Renee Gilmartin, who was with him at Plymouth, I think.
Were you surprised at the fee? A nominal fee? So anything up to 250,000?
Well, we said on the show, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago, that transfer market had him down as what, 700? No, I'm into a second minute here. Had him down at about 700 grand. Mike Brown said 3 mil. But yeah, nominal fee. But you never really know with a nominal fee, do you? I mean, like nominal fees in the Premier League, probably like $500,000.
Well,
so you've got to be thinking what, 250 or something, 200, maybe less than that. I don't know. Weird though. It's a bit weird for the. But he's 6 months ago in his contract, wasn't it?
Safety guy. What was cut price really? He was cut price, wasn't he? Let's be honest. It's a really good deal. I feel. You can't go wrong with it. Like even if he gets injured and spends the next 2-3 years on the sidelines, like some of our ex-players have done. You've spent. Not a great. I mean, wages obviously will be quite high. You'd have thought.
Yeah, you thought so. He's on a Premier League wage, isn't he?
He's on 13 reportedly at Brighton. So
how much
you'd
is it?
imagine 13 reportedly. Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, we always say
6
now.
or 7. Do you think now? Do you think finally we got somebody beating certain striker?
Probably more than that, maybe 8 or so. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, we can afford to pay wages now, can't we?
Does that distort the chemistry and the balance of a football team? We've been here before, obviously previous years, decades. Does that hurt a team, Rich? You've obviously been a coach. Do you think players earning?
Stephen Parry's put 10k in the chat. He's not on 10k.
Well, we'll find out eventually because the SCMP report will have to be published at some point.
It's a decent wage, I would say. Absolutely.
Yeah,
we can afford to pay that, can't we? We can pay Championship wages, basically.
I really liked his interview, Matt. He spoke really well. I think he's a really intelligent guy, Christian Walton. And he's probably looking at the age he's at. He's 26, isn't he?
Never been settled.
He's been at Brighton for 8 years. 8 years he'd been at Brighton. He played 6 games. So, and they did say he could have been their number one at the start of, I think it was last season. Then he got injured. So he needs to find a permanent home, doesn't he? You know, he's a bit of a nomad going around all these teams on loan. I looked at his Instagram. He'd been on. I didn't know, Matt. He'd already been on loan at Luton. He'd already been. Yeah, he played for Luton.
Oh, okay.
So he's done the rounds, but you think now at 26, he probably wants to settle down somewhere. He is at a good age, isn't he? Really, at 26.
Again, it comes. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. You can see why. Like you say, he's been a nomad. But even if Luton were the other serious buyer, you compare what's going on at Ipswich to Luton. I mean, look at Kenilworth Road. I mean, like it's been down in the non-leagues, isn't it? And they're not going to have the same kind of setup as us. They certainly wouldn't have been able to match us on wages. Just the only difference is they happen to be in a league higher than us at the moment. For now,
I think James is on point. 6k with an increase in. I think most players, you know, who have dropped down, particularly maybe have a bonus or a escalation. It would make sense, you know, to attract that type of player.
You have a relegation one, don't you? So why not in promotion? Yeah,
you do. Rich, now I wrote an article this week. Please support it, even if you just click it and skim read it. I want to beat the Norwich guy because, of course, Town beat Norwich and everything, including. Not that I'm competitive.
Apart from on the pitch.
Well, yeah, but I said we know about inconsistencies as fans, but you know now McKenna does. So, what sort of reaction do you want to see this week? You know, how obviously a win is what you ultimately want to see, but how else will you really pinpoint if we're reacting in the right way?
Look, it's at the end of the day tomorrow. It's all about the 3 points at 5-5, isn't it? We want to play well. I get that. But I don't want anyone to think, oh, it's just little old Accrington Stanley. Because, look, we had Andy Holt on here. We're all big fans of what they've done, what they achieve. You know, look, they're massively punching above their weight in this division. You know, and when you look at the table, Matt, they're actually sitting above us.
Oh, sorry.
You know, you've got teams like Accrington above us. Look at Cambridge United. Their budget compared to us, they're 2 points behind us. So we need to start putting to bed these teams. I don't think it'll be an easy game. I think we'll win the game tomorrow. But you know what you're going to get from Accrington. And they're going to work hard. You know, they're going to come. They're not going to bring many fans. But don't just expect to turn up and we're going to roll them over 4 or 5-0 because I don't think it'll be like that tomorrow.
We need to work.
Team, haven't they? Certainly when we've gone up there, anyway.
Absolutely, yeah. The last 5 aren't particularly pretty. But do you feel it's really? I mean, Callie
Callie can say they're a tin pot. Callie's saying they're a tin pot club, but their ambitions to Towns are way different. You know, if they stay in this league, that is a success. You know, and Andy Holt's done a lot of good. He's done a lot of good there. You know, I know he has a lot of detractors on social media, and he says what he feels. You know, we had him on here, and we had him for an hour.
Love
I love how he talks. He's so honest.
Yeah.
But as a football club, I think they're a shining example to a lot of teams down the league, probably at the minute in the National League, thinking. You look at Accrington, and they all have a dream, don't they, to get to the level.
Time. We do all have a dream, as somebody once said. With another great first.
I think it's unfair to call them tin pot. Right, I get that their infrastructure probably looks a little bit non-league, although they've knocked down their old bar, haven't they? And they've built a new.
Callie's mates called him non-league after the game, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
yeah. But you have to give them credit, right? I mean, look, we've got the abundance of riches. They haven't got any. Look, we're probably paying Selena what their wage bill is for the whole squad. And
look at Rob Smith's comment there, Matt. They've beaten Rotherham, which we haven't managed to do since we've been in this division. They've drew with Sunderland. So,
do you realise it's a year ago today that we were not today, but a year ago around this time we were talking to Darren McAnthony.
Yeah.
Crazy, isn't it? How time just flies. It was a Facebook memory come this morning. We've had some great guests.
Back when we're
getting back on. We're getting back on next season because Posh are on their way down.
We had some great guests.
We were lamenting that we couldn't get anyone from Ipswich on.
Yes.
Little did we know what was around the corner.
Well, little did we know. At the time, there must have been rumblings in the background of negotiations, and they probably were watching us, scoping out the football club.
I like the Accrington story. I'd like to see more of those, to be honest with you. I find that far more interesting than watching Man City or Liverpool or Man United just fight over the title each time. I like seeing clubs emerge. Much more interesting, isn't it?
I think BBC have really and this is off topic a little bit, but I think BBC have really cut into a niche there, Rich, with the documentary type things like they did with Macclesfield with Robbie Savage. Like clubs like Accrington have got a story, and while BBC certainly can't afford the rights to football, I think there's more to be had in those type of things that they've crafted a niche out of, which is really good.
Really good. I don't know if you've watched it, Matt, the iPlayer with Macclesfield.
Even I've watched it.
I've not seen that one. I've seen it come up though. Yeah, the Robbie Savage one.
Robbie Savage needs to step away because he's like way too involved, and he's way too invested there when he's on the line. He's in the dressing room giving them absolute roasting.
He comes out of it really well. Like
I like it a lot. He's another one. He sort of divides opinion. I like listening to him on the radio. But wherever you go, whatever team, these not like you've got to have money behind you. Absolutely. You have to have money, like Salford City. They wouldn't have got where they are without the class of '92, Matt, with them.
We love that.
You need a little bit of help to do a Wimbledon. We're going there Tuesday. Obviously, back in it was like '80s, wasn't it? When they went through all the leagues and got to like it was the first division and then it was the Premier League. Something like that will never happen again, I don't think. Not at that level.
Let's kick it on a little bit, right? Because obviously we had the direction, but I agree. I mean, they're trying to do a Burnley, really. Burnley did once upon a time with little to no money and just having a really good season once and getting into the higher level. But it's a bit of a needle in a haystack. Right, Wolfenden spoke to the press. I'm definitely at an age now where I should be kicking on. It happens quite a lot that players will break into the first team and for whatever reason they won't fully realise the potential they showed to get into the side in the first place. It's happened with quite a few players over the years, but I don't want it to be like that with me. The new manager's probably coming at the right time for me, and I'm happy to be enjoying my football again, which is the main thing about being a player. So, how good has he been since returning to the side? And does he need to add anything to his game? And if he does, what is it in your opinion? What does he need to add to tip him over that edge and keep him in the first?
He needs to be consistent, like the team. I think he needs to do it. He needs to be a 7 out of 10 each week. I thought he was a bit poor last Saturday, but then I think they all were. No one really sort of come out of that game with any sort of much credit. But it is only 4 games. But he probably knows that if Cook was still here, he'd have probably been on the scrap heap and he'd have been out of the club at the end of the season. So it's like a new lease of life for him, isn't it, Matt? You know, he's coming in. Kieran McKenna's obviously a very good coach, and I think he's probably going to benefit from all the sort of look at the players that he's worked with at United. You know, he's at Tottenham as well.
Yeah.
So he can pick up on anything that little bits that he gives. And look, I know sometimes we've both said we are a bit rose-tinted glasses when it comes to our players at the academy, innit? They do get a bit of a free ride, I think, at Town.
Yeah, they do.
Because if you just going off that, Martin, a little bit with Macaulay Bonne gets a free ride from Town fans because if that was Joe Pigott playing and he had played 15 games and scored 1 goal, he'd be getting stick from fans. So Luke Wolford, he's playing well at the minute. I just want to see him keep it up. And
is he playing the right position for you? Is he a centre of the three, or should he be playing as an Edmondson type? You know,
I think he can bring the ball out. I think he can bring the ball out. I think he's good enough. I think was it the Sunderland game? I think, or was it? It might have been the Wickham game. He had a couple of sort of forays forward. I'd probably have him on the right hand side. I'd have Edmondson on the left hand side, and then I'd probably look for someone to play in that middle.
Burgess. I think Burgess should play. Play the back three at Accrington. You know,
yeah, he's sort of
left-sided though, wasn't he? He was left-sided, I believe. Yeah,
but
true.
Are you thinking that? Are you thinking so? If you did play Burgess and he wanted to play left side, are you saying now that Edmondson's undroppable? I mean, I didn't see much of the game last week for reasons discussed earlier.
Yeah,
but I know I saw him do the back pass. What was he thinking now? I wonder.
Well, he does check. Affaline just reads the check and is quick. He underestimated how quick I think Affaline possibly was. But the
whole that move was a disaster, mine, because Donatian loses the ball in midfield, doesn't he?
That was offside anyway. If you look back, he's offside. But look, he was. I've seen the still. He's offside.
So someone needs to be dropped in order for Burgess to come back if we're injury free, don't they? And McKenna, did he changes tomorrow?
Yes, he does. Yes, and we'll get. Yeah, he did actually. I'm just thinking out loud, really. When you see Wolfenden play, what does it make you think about the Paul Cook reign when you see a player like Luke Wolfenden coming back into the team playing well, or see a Flynn Downs playing well in the Championship? What does it make you reflect upon the Paul Cook reign?
I discussed this on the WhatsApp I've got with the guys who sit around me, and they were like, "Was Cook too bullish in this demolition man persona that he built himself after the Northampton and Wimbledon game, saying everyone's available, including and we obviously know there was a bit of an issue with Downs after that. I don't think Downs ever had his head right after the Crystal Palace rumours, because he didn't play for a while, did he? Which I know annoyed Rich for a little bit. He sat in the stand, didn't he? But maybe Cook was hasty. Maybe he was a little bit hasty. But I do think to myself though, what's so different about playing in that three that Wolfenden feels much more comfortable in than rather than playing in a back four? Because I would say that in most of his Town career, whatever manager it's been, he's always been in the back four, hasn't he?
Cover, I guess.
I think he played a little bit of three, didn't he, when Lambert was here the first COVID season, Martin? I think he did, yeah. Well, Lambert liked to be flexible with the system, didn't he? He always believed players made it, not system makes players, or whatever famous quote he came out with. I don't agree with Callie in the comments there. He said Cookie wanted Downs to stay. He didn't want to. I think it was the other way around. After AFC Wimbledon away, he sort of binned him off. Because Hops
after that game.
Hops is quite good mates and he talks to Flynn. And when Cookie got the sack, he just sent him a load of laughing emoji faces. So I don't think there was no love lost there between the two of them.
Regardless of that, though, if he wanted to stay, you don't send him to Chelmsford in a friendly, which I think he played in, didn't he?
He did play at Chelmsford.
Yeah.
Like, I love you so much. I'm going to send you and Caden Jackson and co down to Chelmsford in a friendly. Or Braintree.
Yeah.
It's nice down at Chelmsford, though. Isn't it, man?
Braintree.
Well, the bar's very good. I would not say the facilities or the pitch or the stadium is particularly great. But
he also played at Braintree, didn't he? Do you remember that? Because Sid Driver got a photo with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played up there when who did we play? It was on a Friday night, wasn't it?
We were both playing, weren't they? The main team were playing. And,
I can't remember.
So anyway, but talking of Flynn, Matt, Wolfie said, I feel inspired by what Andre and Flynn have done. I believe in my ability to play championship football. They both had their critics when they were here. People were saying they weren't good enough, that they weren't improving the team when they did play, and that they were only in the team because they had come through the academy. Well, They've gone on to a higher level where they're playing regularly and proving that wasn't the case. I think I can do that myself as well. So I'm pleased with them both. And it's good to see them playing week in the Championship. Good luck to them. So I guess I'm going to ask you, can he play at a higher level? If so, how high for you can Wolfie play? And I suppose that answer that. Are you surprised Downs has done so well? Two double-headed question, I guess.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised Downs has been such a regular at Swansea. I mean, they've even played him in defence, haven't they? In a 3.
Yeah. He's been captain as well, Matt. He's been captain as well.
I mean, fair play to him. I mean, I used to like Flynn when he came through. For all the old school people listening, and he's reminded me of Trevor Putney in his style of play, his position, and even facially a little bit. Don't look him up if you don't know.
You did also start to sell him. And one of our very
yeah. I think he was probably at the time one of our only assets. I used to struggle to see what he bought other than a bit of crunch in the middle of the pitch, because his stats never really stacked up. He got booked a lot. Even by his own admission, he didn't score enough goals. All right, CDM, you don't expect them to score loads. You might expect them to chip in here and there. I think he was scoring like one a season, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, that said, I did really like that Shrewsbury goals. The diving header he did. That was great. Yeah, one of my favourites.
Do you think it's a marriage made in heaven? You know, it's the right pair at the right time. Russell Martin and Flynn Downs.
Yeah,
both
probably.
Send him.
Look, I mean, we've been in the shows you've had this week talking about Backinson from Bristol City.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that obviously was not a match made in heaven. But if you go and watch, he's in the Ryan Lowe interview when they take him on loan at Plymouth. You think they've just signed Messi the way he's waxing lyrical there, Ryan Lowe. So I mean, sometimes the players just fall out. They don't have the chemistry. The manager don't have the personality. They just don't click.
And then back to Wolfie.
Well, I mean,
how high can he go? What can he? How high for you?
Isn't it? He's played in the Championship already. All right.
Is he good enough for that? Is he good enough? I see bits of it, and then I see glimmers last week where for 40 minutes it looked like a donkey for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, he's going to look for inspiration from Downs and Dazelle, because I would imagine they're probably pretty good mates and still in touch with each other and probably hang out. So, he's going to wax lyrical about them. Yeah, I reckon he probably could, but as Rich said, he's only had 4. Let's not get. Every fan seems to get carried away with everything. He's playing brilliant. He looks great. We could get promoted. It's been 4, like Rich rightly says, it's been 4 games. So don't get too carried away. But it's good. If he's sitting in a formation that suits him and it suits Edmondson, it suits whoever's playing right side, that's all good for me. Yeah.
Rich, Matt Stannard. So what reaction would you have if Colchester reported Cook just to make the Ipswich B takeover complete?
Well, I think we'll probably touch on that Sunday because I think that's Matt's goat. So
I would like to see. Yeah, I'd like to see Chamber do it. But anyway, McKenna.
He's still local.
Yeah,
I don't think he fell out with them, did he? Did he fall out of Cowlin when he left?
No, he didn't. No, I know. Then again, I think he's made up with Norwich now. I think I read in the Athletic he was at a Delia Smith celebration dinner.
Really?
Yeah.
He was in a punch-up.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure I'll find the article for Sunday. I'm sure I read it was like Delia Smith.
That was all for show, Matt. That was all for show.
It was deflected.
Did you like that? Did you like it at the time, or did you think, it's out of order? I personally liked it. Yeah,
I liked it.
I loved it. Yeah, fucking get into him. Go on. Yeah. But it was to deflect by the fact that's just away from the fact his team was shit. But anyway, McKenna, there are 10 days left, and we've said it all along. It's about improving the depth, the options, and the balance of the squad. We've done that obviously with Christian and Macaulay being secured, but also with Tyreek coming in, and a different balance and profile to what is currently in the squad. There are other positions that we're looking at. I'd like to have options and different profiles in it. So, Rich, talk us about this profile. What does he mean when he says different profiles? And also, outside of left back, that's an easy give me. Where else do you think he's...
I've just written left back down.
He's looking. That's easy.
We waited today, didn't we? Because we didn't think he was... he'd had a press conference. And then...
Yeah.
He had a 10-minute interview. It was on the Town website. And I tell you what, I could listen to him for an hour, Matt. I just find him so interesting.
Would have said the same about Lambert and Cook at one point. I hate it when fans say that because
I couldn't listen to Cook for an hour after the game.
You used to love Cookie. You used to wax lyrical. Let's just say, well, Lambert was like that. Oh no, Lambert was never like that. Fans always fall in love with the very first. Then after a while, you start saying, "Oh,
it gets boring." I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So I hate it.
Truthful, I like Lambert when he arrived, and he was that kind of whirling derby through the touchline. I like that.
Nay normal. Nay,
It's
Norman.
interesting, isn't it? When he says about the profile, I don't know. Because
What does that mean? Talk to me. What does profile mean?
I
What the
don't
fuck are
know.
you talking about?
You got Backinson. He fits that profile. I think.
Not according to Pearson.
I was talking.
Starting profiling.
According to Pearson, he don't.
I was talking to Hawks last night, and he reckons he's coming here so we can sell him on. He's a player we can improve. What is he? 23, and then he can sell on. Look, until we see him play, everyone can have their opinion about him, and he's not good enough. Bristol City fans, he doesn't work hard enough. I've seen he's not a defensive midfielder. He can't tackle. Well, obviously we've seen something in him, haven't we? You know, that fits the profile. Whose profile does he fit, though? Does he fit Kieran McKenna's profile, or does he fit the dashboard?
Good. Now, that's a good point. What I'm thinking about here is like, we mentioned this on one of our first ever shows about how, when we used to say about the lack of recruitment and all that kind of thing. If you look at a club like Sill, their manager will just say what attributes and profile he wants from a team. He'll give it to their recruitment team, and they come back with that style of player. I think that's the model we've got now. McKenna will say, I want, box-to-box midfielder. I could play across the three in midfield. And Ashton comes back with whoever. Now, what qualifications Ashton's got for that, I don't know. But
you don't need a qualification to have an algorithm and also have a brain.
You need to have an eye for a player, surely. I mean, I know it's probably quite data-led. I get that. But he didn't start out in recruitment, Ashton. He's a pen pusher.
I would have thought, and I've written down 3 words here, I would have thought, and I can see this, there's a whiteboard somewhere in a room that Paul Cook could never find the keys for. And they've written down a profile of the type of player they want to be looking at. And I'm thinking hungry for the challenge, hungry to improve, hungry to wake up every day, come to work and be better than he was yesterday. Motivated. Every day is a culture-driven day of I'm going to be this every day. An athletic player that is mobile, can play with both feet, can play multiple. Because look at every player he's brought in. Backinson straight away can play multiple positions.
I think you saying that there, you've described Raheem Harper.
I know I have.
What they bought him in for. I think that's exactly what they bought him in for. And I know he's 2 years younger, but it's not. Are we saying
that McKenna now doesn't rate Harper? Now he's available for loan.
Well, he said he's part of it going forward. Him and El Mazzuni, but they need to maybe look out to get him out on loan
but good loans.
So what's the loan going to give Mazzuni then? Because he's been out on loan 3 times. Was it Cambridge?
Norwich a goal up.
Norwich 1 up.
Literally, Watford can't do fuck all right, can they?
They'll be at the bottom 3 tonight.
Bastards.
They're going to stay up, aren't they? Because everyone else is crap.
Mike D, profile, age, stature, can play in a variety of positions. Yeah, I like that. Norman says McKenna was vocal that Backinson was his choice. Neil says character traits. Norman, all season we have been weak in midfield on the left back. Backinson, would add mobility and steel to our midfield. Love that he's addressing our weaknesses. And James says he's like Southgate, actually giving meaningful and insightful answers. And he hopes it continues. Nigel says, Spencer Bristol City fan in the know. Ashton agrees the permanent transfer figure as part of any loan. That figure won't change no matter how good. So it's a optional mandatory fee.
I mean, everyone's concentrating on the Pearson comments because it was on BBC Sounds and all that. But like I say, you go on YouTube, put in Backinson, Ryan Lowe, Plymouth, you'll see Ryan Lowe plays very attacking football, saying great guy to have on the training ground, plays right across the 4 in the midfield, he's box to box, he comes in with good energy. Everything that Pearson isn't saying about a player that's going out the door. So I would put more stock in what Ryan Lowe is saying. New blood manager like McKenna. Pearson's like being around the block. I know Martin really likes Pearson, but he does have his moments. Remember he got that geezer in a headlock on the touchline at Leicester?
Yeah, I do like Pearson. You're right. It's nice to hear these type of things about profile and think you've got a dashboard and think you're doing
European. Yeah, we know Ashton looks to European football, doesn't he? Like I'm just using Seville because I watched a documentary on it, but yeah, their manager would say, these are the attributes we want. You give me players that fit it. And maybe there was a list of 3 or 4, and McKenna said, I like Backinson.
I love it. It's much better than it is than signing
sending Lee O'Neill out to bloody
Varney and Will Keane. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, all pictures. Will King's doing well at this year at Wigan, but come on, it was never at that moment in time. It was
again a case of chemistry, like we said earlier. It just didn't happen for him with us. Goes to Wigan. He's from the northwest. Suddenly, it's all clicking into place, isn't it?
Absolutely right. We've got McKenna. More of the fact we have a big squad, and we're going to need about changes, and we're going to need everybody who is here, everybody who's on the bus is going to be important for us until the end of the season. The team has been consistent over the last few games. Obviously, the team has been performing well, but it was never going to be the case that we're going to select the same team for 10, 11 or 12 games in a row. We've got good players here who are hungry, who are training well, who want a chance to impress. It's very important that we keep that pot bubbling. I like that. Ooh.
That's good. Nice analogy.
Kieran, that's nice. It's important that players know that if we train well, there'll be opportunities. And we have different assets in the squad as well. And then later, when asked about training, he added, we looked at the game in the early parts of the week. We've looked at where we can improve and things we didn't do as well as we could have. Then work on the pitch has been really good. Good intensity. Everyone's getting on with it. Again, really good competition for places, and everyone's fighting to get in the team. So, lads, McKenna, is he playing the old cat and mouse, the old Fergie mind games here with Coleman and Stanley about the changes and the squad?
Maybe.
Or do you think there'll be some changes for tomorrow then?
He's going to pick up some little tips from Mourinho and all the good people he's been working with over time. I think there will be changes. I mean, I can't see how you can justify the same. The dogs agree. I don't see how you can justify the same side after you've just been beaten 2-0 by a side that hadn't won in 5. Am I right in thinking that, Bolton?
Yes, yeah. Yes, I think
it was since October.
Yeah, well, there you go. It speaks volumes. I can't see how you probably can keep the same side. I mean, look, both goals were mistakes, weren't they? We've not had good times against Bolton this season. I mean, Walton made his debut, didn't he, with Edmondson and Burgess? It was like Three Stooges, wasn't it? Comedy of errors.
Yes, it was.
You saw it again at the, I still call it the Reebok, whatever it's called these days. You saw it there last Saturday, errors. So, yeah, we've got a big enough squad. We keep saying we've got this abundance of riches. Use them. Use them tomorrow. So certainly at home, in front of our own supporters.
Do you think it's mind games, Rich? I mean, obviously, I can put your team on the screen in a second if you like, because you kind of went for not kind of went for it. You did go for it, an unchanged, settled little lineup. So, do you think he's playing mind games? Do you think we're going to see that? What do you think?
It's unchanged. There's 2 changes in that team.
Is there?
Yeah. Spot the changes. Come on, Martin.
You've got Selena and KVY, right?
Yes.
Oh, you certainly have. Yes, you do.
Yes.
Sorry, my mistake. All right, talk to me about the changes. So you again think he's being genuine there and not playing sort of mind games with Coleman?
Well, he's had 3 games. We've had 3 unchanged teams, haven't we?
We have.
I think tomorrow.
Rich, I do admire you putting the actual correct squad numbers next to the names. Very detailed.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it?
Oh, you can do that, but he can't fucking write his own description for his show and send it to me in the right format. You know what I mean? Like,
I fucking wrote it down on paper, didn't I? What do you want me to do? I could have done a voice note to you. I tell you what, Mike Brown sends the longest voice notes of anyone I know.
Really? But how many minutes? Are we talking minutes or just seconds?
5 or 6 minutes.
Got monologues.
I don't get voice notes.
Monologues.
If I wanted to speak to you, I'd phone you.
You don't phone
anyone
either.
No, I don't.
Don't be fooled by these people. Martin's the nightmare to get hold of.
I've got 18 voicemails. I'm just looking.
Oh, I hate that. Don't you hate that? In the top of your phone, when you have a voicemail, you have that little bot. I have to get rid of it. I have to listen to it and get rid of it. It does my head in.
I've gone past that point, Rich. Now 80s, just.
When Rich sends voicemail,
voicemails.
When Rich sends a voicemail, it's always got the humming of the tractor in the background.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
What was that video you sent us this morning? 3 o'clock in the morning or something in the
workshop that was with the heaters on. It was absolutely Baltic this morning.
I thought you were in the gym for a moment.
Capital Radio on very underrated radio station. I didn't choose the station. I'd normally have Absolute on. What do people listen to in the chat? What radio station do people listen to? Probably a lot of Radio 2, I reckon, Matt. I don't mind a bit of Radio 2.
I'm Radio 5 live.
My wife insists on having Heart FM on, so I was on the school run today, and of course,
repeats itself too much.
Big shout out, Meatloaf, rest in peace.
Yeah,
but they so dumbed down all their stuff. They're like the musical icon Meatloaf, who was a star of Spice World. Hold on a minute, Spice World? He's in like Fight Club. He's sold about 100 million albums.
You won't be surprised to find that I like the shows that are talk shows. So I start with Nicky Campbell in the morning, then I go to Radio 2 for Jeremy Vine, and then in the afternoon I just go back to Radio 5 Live. I'm getting old.
I don't listen to the radio.
Absolute 80s. Get in.
Ant still loves a bit of Popmaster. And I'm telling you, no one wants the Bluetooth radio. It's the T-shirt.
I've got Popmaster the game. And one evening on here, I'm going to fire it out and we're going to have some questions and see what you two know about music.
I have to get Ant still on for that. He loves a bit of it. Right, back to the team for tomorrow. I'll show you Matt's team.
Mike D's comment now.
Hang on, what's he say? He's not Meatloaf any. Oh, Christ alive, yeah. Mike. Fucking hell, man. Are you trying to shut me down? For fuck's sake. Facebook
he wasn't my style of music, but he had a great career, didn't he?
Oh, I love him. I've got a little bit to end the show with him. Facebook, I'm back up on the road tomorrow, first time in 3 years. Kids or heart, says Mike the Fisherman. Ashley Bell, Radio X or Talksport. Is Chris Moyle still on Radio X? Ash, let me know. Safety guy, careful.
Did Mike Brown say he listens to kids?
Kissy means, I think. It's a classic.
Fat fingers, Mike. Come on.
It's a classic Mike Brown. You want repeating songs? Kiss is it. Kiss literally. You know the time by what song is playing.
Like History at 11. That's good.
History. I just listen to Spotify playlists. I don't listen to the radio particularly. I only listen in the car.
I mean, what the real answer here is Talking Town. Come on, we put the content out there for an all-week special. But Matt, your team, you got a few changes as well.
I've been listening to The Fall, the band called The Fall this week. And any fans in the comments? Let me know. That's what I've been listening to this week. Anyway, that's a bit too underground for you two and your mainstream tastes. Right. What we got here? So I've got Walton in goal, obviously.
Right.
Walton in goal. I'm keeping me back three there. Janoy made a mistake last week, but he's been good for us. Wolfenden and Edmondson. Burns on the right. You need that pace, don't you? Evans and Moulsey in the middle. Now, whether or not we see Evans playing a more deeper role, Moulsey a little bit more forward. Was Moulsey more forward in the Bolton game? I couldn't really tell from the highlights. Did he play that more advanced role again, or was he sitting back? Martin's sound has gone.
Oh, he's on mute.
Sorry, he started further forward and then he moved back and then he went forward again. It was a cat and mouse tactical game, to be fair.
Yeah. And then I've gone on the left hand side. I've got KVY. I brought him in.
So you've just got one change, Matt. To me, you've just got Chaplin in instead of
Well, KVY. Did KVY start against Bolton? Was it Penny?
No, Penny started.
Penny, yeah. So I brought them to him. I think the changes he made towards the end of the game, Barcelona, I think he might start with tomorrow. KVY is better than Penny, isn't he? Come on.
Yeah, what's interesting is you've gone for this is why Talking Town is so good, Lennon, and worth for $4.99 a month, because you're
$8.99. I'm still one. What do I get for my money? I'm paying £4 a month more.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow.
At the start of the show.
You get access to my own phone number, which
do I get one of them tops? Yeah,
where's my top? I want
for sake. Like a pair of children, man.
Matt's still waiting for his Manscaped product.
He keeps banging on about that Manscaped.
That's getting desperate now.
I bet it is. It's like a Thetford. Forest.
Ashley Bell Backinson will not start tomorrow because he won't even be in the squad.
What I was going to say was, Matt's saying, Me Too Contra, we get called ultras. You do. I'm working on it. I'm developing it. Look, I've got a list at my arms as big as my arm, and then people send me helpful descriptions on pen and paper.
This is why he's listen. Everyone watching here, Martin is a very, very busy guy. He sends Matt a little message saying, "Can you take over the prediction league?" Matt says, "No." Don't take it on if you can't do it.
And then 3 days later goes, "It's only a 2-minute job." Well, fucking take it over then, pal.
No, I said Wordle was a 2-minute job, not the prediction league. Wordle, very good. Everyone playing that in the comments there? It's a good game, man.
No. Yeah. Anyway, on Monday's show, we had the conversation. Number 10, who do you play? Chaplin, Aluko, Selena. This is why Talking Town's so good, because we've got £1.49 from Neil Perks. Thank you very much, Neil. Appreciate that, my friend. You've both gone for sort of two different number 10s. You've gone for Chaplin, Matt. You've gone for Selena, Rich. Neither have gone for Aluko. So who is the number 10 that we should be playing? This is the debate.
From the highlights, Rich, I thought Aluko was unlucky with a couple of little chances he had, but I know he was subbed from the game. But he had a couple of chances, didn't he?
But it's right what Martin says. I think, was it on Monday's show when you said he'd played 15 games? He's gone 15 games without a goal, hasn't he?
Luca
So
has, yeah.
you're number 10. You do need to produce goals, don't you? As well
Well,
as
one
assists.
goal all year. Two goals.
Cambridge.
Last time he scored was
Cambridge.
Cambridge.
Yeah.
So you do need to add goals. Probably, if you're looking at it, Matt, Chaplin's got a good return. I think has he got 5 goals in the league?
He has.
Yeah,
I will.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's really good.
Selena's got 4, hasn't he?
But then you are paying Selena more, Matthew Phillips, as you've quite clearly pointed out on a couple of occasions.
Well, yeah, I just thought look, I'm a massive Selena fan. I think he's brilliant. But I do wonder whether it's worth the money. Is he really what we need when you have got a Luca, or you have got a Chaplin or a Fraser? There's 4 players vying for one position there, isn't there? I know Fraser's out injured tomorrow.
Selena started 9 out of 14, scored 4 goals in 14. Big chances, missed 1, and that was a fucking great big chance. Let's be honest, that was the Sunderland game, wasn't it?
It's 2 in 1.
Yeah,
in the same shot.
Crazy.
If you're getting paid 15 bags a week,
if you're getting paid a £5 a week, you expect to be scoring it. If you're paying subs on a Sunday morning, you'd expect him to be scoring it. Connor Chaplin's got 5 in 19. Selena's got 4 in 14, 3 assists. Chaplin's got 2 assists. So they're both, for me, the front runners. Yeah, very similar. Very similar.
Norman's right in the comments there. Selena does create magic, but it's just been few and far between this season for me. You know, he was, for me, he was the X factor that would win us the title. You know, that probably Cook and Ashton and O'Leary were sitting around a table on Zoom with the Americans. What's the X factor that will get us top 2? And Selena was it. Yet here we are below Accrington. It's just disappointing for me, really.
People say Luco has been magic. He's played really well. Hard to drop him, as Mike D said in the chat a second ago. Is it? Has he just not been a better player out of a poor bunch recently? I mean, we have been poor. What's he done that's been magic or
he's another
really hard to drop him?
Don't you think, Rich? He was another one that suited the 3-5-2 because that game against Sunderland when McGrill played that from the off at Pullman Road, he was great.
Might D there, Matt, saying Selena scored 3 against bottom 2 sides. Well, if you're saying that, Mike, how many has Luco scored then?
2 at Cambridge.
2 goals against Cambridge. So for all his good play, where's the end product?
But that was from the right wing.
Yeah.
What's the goal return you'd liked from Selena this season?
10 goals.
10 min?
10, 12.
He scored 8, didn't he, when he was here in the championship, but that was off the left.
Again, you don't see him shooting from distance anymore, do you? Every goal he used to score was Welders, wasn't it, under McCarthy? And, I mean, obviously the Crew goal was fantastic, but we've seen nothing like it since. Or before, really.
Ashley Bell, Chaplin's a strange situation. Always seems to play well, but doesn't play enough.
I don't disagree with that because I think he got 11 goals in the championship at Barnes. Look, you could play both of them, Matt. You could play Selena as a 10 and you could play Chaplin up front with Bond or with Norwood.
You could. Tasty. Yeah, he's played those positions before.
Yeah.
That would be tasty. Might be. Luke has been solid guard, doesn't give a ball away. Selena needs to stop pretending he's Messi and play the simple pass. Yeah, no, that's a fair point there, Mike. It really is.
Felix, Luke and Chaplin are our players.
Yeah. But Luke's got no future. He's 30, what, 1, 2?
31.
We'll probably get
another year next.
Yeah, if we're staying down, which we probably are, then
get another year.
I'd rather give it a chat. I mean, if you finish in mid-table, this is back to the old conversation of under Lambert and Evans. If you're mid-table, why are you playing players like 31 that have got no resale value? Really, Chaplin should be playing, making it his own.
Like I said to you, Gov, you're on about resale value. You can't have every player that you've got that you're going to sell for millions. There is players who fit in that are going to help you get out of this league. I know we're probably not going to get out of the league this season. I'd still keep a Luca for another year. What do you think
the thinking was behind signing him in the first place then? A bit more experience?
Stopgap. Depth.
Yeah.
Depth, I would have thought.
Did you think, Martin, that he was going to play as many games as he has?
No, I don't. No, not in a million years.
How many games has he actually played? Started? He must have started a dozen.
Apparently, there's a floodlight failure at Vicarage Road. And they're who did that in the 90s when they were losing? And then was it? And the old floodlights went out before 80 minutes.
I remember we had a floodlight failure against Harry Redknapp Southampton. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's old school, isn't it? A floodlight failure. Not one of those years.
Was that the game you get whacked 5-2 in?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
they were good. They were good side.
Yeah, it was. I think it was. You're right. Yeah, it was.
They were a good side.
Or was that Adkins's? Was that Adkins's side?
No, it's Redknapp. He came over in the North Stand. Yeah, we're singing him.
It was dark in one corner, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's my corner, the cobble stand. Greatest stand in English football. Fixed Though Blue says about MK Dons and Wickham. Let's touch on that as we close the show. I want everyone to apologise to Paul Lambert now because it was all laughed at when Wickham to Town was suggested. I think he would have come then because he's certainly dropped down now. What are we making of it?
Yeah. Well, it seemed far-fetched at the time, didn't it? Because of the wages, but but he was a Premier League player then, wasn't he? He was at Palace. Am I right?
Palace.
Yeah, Palace.
Now he's left Preston. You know, his stock has fallen massively, unfortunately. Great player. Do you remember that goal he got against
Sheffield United?
Sheffield United? Brilliant goal.
See, he was someone, wasn't he? He burst into the team when he was 16.
8 million did he go for?
Yeah.
Well, I think it was raising to about 11 or 12. I still think he was sold way too early, wasn't he?
Yeah, I agree.
Wickham has fish cake legs.
Yeah.
But look, listen, this is why he's dropping down the leagues. He was obviously Premier League, Sunderland, he was at Palace, then he's gone to Preston. He didn't exactly set the world alight there, did he? Because if
Sheffield Wednesday went to as well?
Yeah, Wednesday on loan. But if he'd have done any good at Preston, Matt, would they have been saying, see you later, Connor? No, they wouldn't.
Yeah. He's come down to League One for a reason, hasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How old is he now? Is he 28?
Late
20s.
Late 20s.
I think he's still got something there if he could actually stay fit.
Yeah.
He's like Andy Carroll.
I saw him play for England under 16s at Lincoln in a Home Nations game or something. I remember Brenner calling me and saying, "What's this Connor Wickham like? Never seen him play before." He was a name that everyone had heard of, but he'd never really seen play. You know?
That's a clang, isn't it? Brenner called me. Fucking hell, man. Just slot him in where you can. But for me, he's like Andy Carroll. He's injury prone, trying to rebuild a career. Yeah. Couldn't be a good player on his day, but the day never comes.
Burnley, they reckon.
He said, well, he was at Reading. Revived himself a little bit at Reading.
Yeah, he only had a 2 months deal there. That's run out, so they reckon he might rock up at Burnley.
Like Jack Wilshere.
Weird
now
that
doing
he's
Paddy Power adverts.
Really. He was supposed to sign for Como in Italy, Italian second division, but for whatever reason the deal didn't get done for I don't know why.
There you go. Yeah. Right. Score predictions for tomorrow. Don't forget, we are live from the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue at 2 p.m. I'll be there, and Matt will be. I'm not sure if Rich will be yet.
Not to start with, because we've got an 11:15 kickoff tomorrow. Cup game. Could be extra time. Could be penalties. If everyone's coming to the Sir Ralph Ramsey statue tomorrow, don't forget to bring your birthday cards, because it's my birthday on Tuesday.
Bring the legal fund.
Matt Stannard's bringing sausage rolls to AFC Wimbledon on Tuesday night. So I'm looking forward to that.
But we'll be there from 1:30. So come across, say hello, shake our hands, introduce yourself, and have a chat about Ipswich Town Football Club. We all love it.
Do you reckon you get handed a brown envelope tomorrow? This is from my legal team.
Fucking summons. That's my sleep out the window tonight. Cheers for that.
Do you remember EastEnders when was that Christmas Day when
Dirty
the divorce papers come?
Yeah.
My sweet. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Might go me little Santa's hat tomorrow, so I'm be incognito.
You got to go to the games to meet us at Sir Ralph Ramsey.
Well, that's why Mike's not met us.
Come on, leave Mike alone.
I love Mike with all my heart. That's why I get to banter with him.
With respect.
With respect, yeah. 2-1 says David. EJ Norris says, my birthday Tuesday, Crunch. Let me just write that down, EJ.
Great day to have a birthday on.
Is it your birthday as well? Tuesday. Yeah.
Do you not know?
Well, you've mentioned it about 400 times in the last 3 shows. So.
Oh, no, I haven't actually. I've only
yes, you have.
Today.
You mentioned it on Thursday. You did. In the chat. In the chat. I saw it. Oh. You didn't think I did because I didn't put it on the screen, but I saw it.
Perhaps you've got a little tracky top with your initials coming to you, Rich.
Oh, maybe. Hope it's got the right size. Yeah. I'm getting on the ears a bit now.
Well, the issue with you, Rich, is it's a funny size because you've got to go over your big head first. So, do you go extra large? You can't make a shirt in those dimensions.
You know.
There you go.
Matt just doesn't change size because Matt's been under 10 stone all you had all life, haven't you?
That's discipline for you, isn't it?
Matt's shirt is where Matt is, just not turning
EJ
up.
Norris is 2 years older than me.
Is he?
Yeah.
Love it. Big 50, Rich, says Lee Brown. Norman, brothers are good for you. Apparently, the more you have, the longer you live. Heidi's mine on Thursday. Look at this. Talking Town birthday week. Heidi, EJ Norris, the Cruncher. Loves it.
Great.
We should start doing the old...
there is no need for that.
We should start doing the old cameos. Get a birthday wish from the
coming to MK Dons, is he?
Hang on, can we have a big announcement and a drum roll? Matt Phillips is coming to an away game. You're only going because they've got padded seats.
No,
I'm going to be there. I told you I'd go. I'm going to be there.
He's going to be there because I reckon Mrs. Phillips is pre-booked somewhere else. So he knows he's got the weekend.
He doesn't even know what day of the week it is right now.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's true.
I've told her I'm going MK Dons. I said it was Richie's idea, and he's insistent I go. So there we go.
Rich, he's told her, look, the boy will bath himself that night. I'm busy. That's what he's told her.
I will be missing out on the bath duties, yeah.
He's going to be wondering, isn't he? Stan's going to be thinking, what am I doing?
What do I
do? Child in Chelmsford, that kid. Yeah.
Right. Score predictions. Look, we're at the hour mark. We've done
Norwich
it.
Just scored again. You are joking me.
Joking me. This is a terrible way to end the show.
This is ridiculous, man. They're going to survive, aren't they? Here you go. I've got a joke for you, right? Courtesy of Cage and Avery. Budgie paper. Pick it up if you like your birds.
Is that monthly or weekly?
Weekly. Yeah, weekly. I'll tell you, this is how much it is, right? This is that much great value talking. Actually, no, I won't.
How much is it?
£2. I won't say because Mrs. L might be watching. And it's better that she doesn't know. A chap went to buy some bees from a beekeeper. He asked if he could buy 12 bees. When he counted them, he found he had been given 13. He asked why and was told it's a freebie.
Boom.
Look at that. That's picked the mood right.
Do you have a column in there as well? Do you have a column in there, Budgie Weekly?
I do, yes.
Can you share it with us? We'd like to read it.
Well, I'd like to read that.
Yeah, come on.
All right. I will.
Yeah, get it shared.
I've got my first one being published soon. I am going into it. I am going into it. Yeah.
David, who sits next to me at Pullman Road, he's a beekeeper. He goes to like beekeeping seminars on YouTube. I've got nothing like this going on.
I've been listening to Budgie podcasts recently, but no, I've not had any published yet. I'm going to have my first one published soon. So
hold on a minute. Talking Budgies? Is that going to be a new show?
Do you know? I was in the pet shop the other day and I got stopped. I was walking with my boy to see the digger. It's really a forklift truck, but he calls it a digger. And I got this, hello, Martin. And I went, hello. And he went, oh, what's your shows? And I went, oh, brilliant. Thanks ever so much. And I'm thinking, fuck, what do I do? Because in real life, I'm an antisocial bugger.
We know.
And he goes, yeah, and I breed budgies. And I was like, flipping, it's a small world. You support town, watch my shows, and you support budgies. So yeah, big up, Andrew.
I've got a little story for you. When my granddad was alive, Martin, and he used to have budgies, and when he'd clean them out, Matt, he'd take the cage outside, he'd take the the paper out, and he'd turn it upside down and bang it with the budgie still in the cage. There was fucking feathers going everywhere.
Oh,
trill. Terrible. Is it trill? Is that the stuff they use?
Trill.
Oh, well, it is if you want to give him caviar. That's like just a bit expensive. But he did say we should do a budgie podcast.
What do they eat?
Well, we through the club we get a membership discount at the pet shop, so I give them whatever they've got. Anyway, this is turned into this.
Right, isn't it?
We've started talking budgies already. This is it.
But yes, Andrew wanted to do a show, so we're gonna do a talking budgie show. Keep your eyes and ears peeled.
Talking budgies.
There you go. Score predictions. Then we've got Simon Wall 3-1. See you all at Sir Ralph. Absolutely, Simon 3-1. Love that. What is your score predictions? Let us know. Rich, what's yours?
Like I said, I think it'd be. They're not just going to come out and roll over. But I'll go for a solid 2-0 victory. It's a must-win game tomorrow. If we've got any aspirations of climbing that table and getting near them playoffs, we've got to put these teams to bed.
Okay. Parry says 2-1. Mike D says 2-0. Burnley have had about 100 games in hand, says Colin Plum. Josh says 3-1. Talking budgies. 5-0 Town. See it at Sir Ralph. 3-0 from the GOAT. 4-1 from Matt.
Is Nunny on doing the graphics for that already as we speak?
I haven't asked. He's busy. Matt, your prediction, please, my
I've
friend.
put on the prediction league 2-0, so I'm the same as Rich. Yeah, I feel like we could probably win tomorrow at home. Home crowd behind us, 20,000 plus. Yeah.
Is it a must-win, like Rich says?
Well, if you've got aspirations of the playoffs, absolutely. I mean, I still think we're too far behind, but yeah, you don't know what other results might bring.
What, for
But
down to 10 men as well, Matt?
Oh my God.
He's getting sacked. He's going to get sacked. There'll be another management change there soon.
They will. They will.
Yeah.
I should have asked this earlier, but Stephen Parry on Twitter said, question, Cruncher, as there's no link. I was thinking, I wonder if we had made an agreement to sign Coulson after his loan might explain why we never sent him back after his injury, because K-Mac did find it was something the club was looking at with loans. Do you want to answer Mr. Parry?
He's been on the grass for the last 2 weeks because I messaged his dad. So hopefully, look, he's got to get back in the first team first and start playing football, hasn't he? Really, because I think Steve put on Twitter earlier. I think he's played 6 games for us. Which
he's looked really good in all of them.
Yeah, he has looked good. But
when did he last get injured? Was it
Wickham? He had that block tackle, didn't he?
Great tackle, to be fair.
It was a good tackle, but it's obviously he's played.
Yeah.
But
wow.
It does look, just before we go, it does look, if you read between the lines with Kieran McKenna's comments, John Nolan will probably be leaving the football club.
I wonder where he could be going.
I feel like dancing, dance the night away. Right, as we close, I'd like for a moment, despite it being a football show, a budgie show, and everything else, to give my wishes to friends and family. I've obviously won Meatloaf, so my thoughts and prayers are with them. What an artist, boys and girls. What a performer. And through the screen, it always seemed like a really thoroughly nice guy. There's somebody you could relate to and have a pint with. Never was a big fan of his music, I'll be honest, but a good guy.
Yeah,
I think you don't have to be a fan of his. Look, we all know his songs, don't we? If it comes on the radio, you don't have to be a massive. I wouldn't say I'm a massive Meatloaf fan, but look at his work. Look at his work.
Absolutely, yeah. And well, and like a bat out of hell, I guess we'll be gone till the morning comes.